All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahakwadash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of great millstone who rule well. Citation to you, Akim out there pushing this truth with sincerity. You would-be judges out there. Shalom to the elect. Back with you another lesson, man. Shalom to you for Akwa. That's in obedience. We got a few videos, but this lesson is going to go into just the Esau's ending, man. You know, everybody's seeing Esau for who they are, and the facts. You know, this Jacob's or the our kingdom. You know, Yahweh Shai's the kingdom that Yahweh Shai promised to us is coming. The kingdom, Esau's kingdom is falling, and you know the obvious. Even Israelites at our lowest are really the number one desire. We're not the power of this kingdom right now. We're desired heavily, and Esau knows, and Esau's losing in the face of the world right now with DJ Trump. All right, Esau's showing that there's no more wisdom in his cabin. There's nothing going on. They're showing this. The younger Edomite women are looking how fools that her forefathers, and they're going against, you know, the Esau's getting that and curses are coming upon Esau now. Check it out. And that's prophecy. We are the tail. That's why when we out there in the highways and byways, people look at us crazy, like, what the hell y'all doing over here? Y'all supposed to be tap dancing and doing music and shit. You know, we are at the bottom, but we are the number one desire because we are the true. We are being ruled by base men, but we are the true rulers of this planet. All right, we are the true. Like he said, if we in Esau's kingdom, if we had one inkling up, we would be dominating. But we will never be dominating in Esau's kingdom. Our kingdom is to come. All right, Esau's kingdom is ending. You know, just to put that out there. You know, there's no getting, you know, you see him falling, but there's no revitalizing this shithole kingdom that Esau has. He's a base man. All right, only reason that he's desired now because he is he has the power of the earth. The wicked has the earth right now, but he's losing grip. All right.
We control nothing. We are at the bottom of all men, and our desirability level is still high.
The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the bottom of all men. All right, right now. All right, and you see it.
Men, if we can raise our status, our earnings, our unity, if we can control, if we can move up in the totem pole, rise to the level of white men, I swear to God, more than I believe anything in my life, no race of man will ever fuck again. But the problem is, I think, in my opinion, the desirability is what has us stuck where we are. Because you see, no matter how bad it is, women still want us. If we were not wanted, that would have been an incentive. Because everything men do in this world is for women. Everything. Everything we do is for women. Everything is for women. So if we did not get that pussy that we're already getting right now, that would have been an incentive to rise. So I think it's so weird. But anyways, yeah. And I want to say this. I think women notice that, and it really pisses them off. That how is it that we're at the bottom of all races of men, yet all these women want us? Right? Okay. How can a guy that is foreign
And that's true.
country get
It's true. I'm gonna get that second edges. That's true, man. All right. You better recognize, you better see what's going on. Yeah, let me go to that first. All right. We're gonna go to 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. In these scriptures, the prophecies is a measuring book. It's a measuring stick. It shows us what to watch to see the endings of the time, and it's happening. This is the signs of Esau's ending. And and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when thou shalt be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. I was just talking to a buddy of mine. He's in the world. He lives in Florida. And he was telling me about earthquakes and how there's many earthquakes over there in California. He was just kind of, talked about that, brought that up, and I said, these are the scriptures that I was thinking about. And shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. And then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right. For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Just like Rome, just like Babylon, just like Pompeii, all these places that were just like, man, dominantly great and big in stature. All right. Verse 6. Even this kingdom is going to fall just the same, even worse. Even so, the time also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. All right. And these signs, man, and the fact that Esau has tried to damage us with all types of things. All right. And we still here, that's the Lord, and we're still desired strongly. All right, and that's where we get hit with the perpetual hatred, that these people have for us. All right, and they don't get in trouble like others. Look at this.
I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. What the fuck did black people and indigenous people, or just melanated people in general, do to you guys to deserve all this?
It's perpetual hatred. All right, perpetual hatred that Esau and Jacob has had. All right. And the battle with Amalek, and it's a historical thing, right? Psalms 83, they're hiding let me play this, but Psalms 83, they hide the hidden ones. They go Confederate tumult against the hidden ones. I don't want to butcher it, but roughly paraphrasing. I'm gonna let it play.
What the fuck did they do? What did they do? Please tell me. Please tell me. Give me one good reason. Other than they exist in their own communities and their own worlds, minding their own business, planting their own fruits, vegetables, and food, healing each other, until you...
And I'm glad. That's why they doing the CRT, critical race theory shit, because their kids are learning this shit. All right. Either the kids get in with it or the kids are questioning, like, what the fuck? And logic comes, and they're questioning, and they don't want to answer. They're Esau and Edom. They are ashamed. Shame shall cover thee.
Invaded their fucking land and murdered and kidnapped millions of them. What the colonization, slavery, mass rape, mass genocide, mass torture, mass experimentation, trauma harvesting, mind control, murder, lynching, hunting. They ate y'all. They fucking ate y'all. Demonic blood rituals and sacrifices. You guys were the first ones they tested on before mass control of the...
This is why they tried to hide the truth. This is why they're trying their hardest to famine of the word, net neutrality, critical race theory. They don't want to teach you shit. They want to learn. They even told us lies when we went to high school. They didn't give us the truth, the 100% truth. You know, because as it grows, the shame is covering them as well. This is shameful spewing.
Entire world population, because it's deeper than skin color. There was always something within y'all.
It's deeper than skin color. It's the bloodline, the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. It's the bloodline, the true Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Those are the true bloodline of the Israelites. Those are the Israelites, the God's chosen people. This is what he's saying.
Guys, there was always something within you guys. Spiritually, emotionally, rhythmically, ancestrally, genetically, mentally, internally, creatively, that they lacked within themselves, and they hated themselves for that. They had such a deep self-hatred for the lack of light within. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. What the fuck did black people and indigenous people, or just...
What that precept says, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. Look carefully then how we walk, not as unwise, but as wise, making the best use of the time because the days are evil. That's why we're supposed to, it's high time to wake up out of sleep, get back with your Lord, because that's your only power. This place is not going to save you. Nothing's going to save you but repenting and getting back to the Lord, because when Esau is being revealed, he's going to come down like a madman. That goes into Revelations 12 and 12. All right. He's going to come down like a madman, sore loser. Esau's a sore loser. He wants to come down like a sore loser. That's how he is.
Melanated people in general.
All right. You got Neuro, DJ Trump, destroying this place, which is prophecy as well.
The
All
woman
right.
that dresses and posts like this.
All right. Bear with me here.
The free world. The United States of America, the so-called leader of the free world, just got locked out of Europe's airspace. France said no. Italy said no. Spain said no. Switzerland said no. In the span of 48 hours, 4 major Western nations looked at the United States of America and said, we don't want any part of what you're doing. You're on your own, Donald. Let that satisfaction sink in for a second. The country that built NATO, the country that has projected military power across the globe for 7 decades, just got told by its own allies that it can't fly its planes over their countries. That is not a minor diplomatic spat. That is not a little disagreement between friends. That is the sound of the post-World War II international order cracking in half, right in front of our eyes. And I need you to understand something before we go any further.
Well, we got Satan cast out Satan, kingdom against kingdom. All right. This is big. All right. The nations are mad. Babylon has been a golden cup, and Babylon being America. The nations are mad. All right.
This didn't happen because these countries suddenly hate America. This didn't happen because the French woke up one morning and decided they wanted to pick a fight. This happened because Donald Trump, the man sitting in the Oval Office, has spent his time in power systematically destroying every single relationship the United States has built over generations.
And that's prophecy. That's prophecy that I just read. The end is manifest. This is the end. This is the ruler that's going to bring the end prophecy that the Lord has brought. And it looks so that's what it is. All right.
He threatened NATO. He attacked allies. He cozied up to dictators. He launched a war in Iran without consulting anyone. And now he's shocked that nobody wants to help him. I mean, how dumb do you have to be? Look, let's walk through this piece by piece, because the details here are staggering when you actually lay them all out on the table. So, here's what happened. France and Italy officially joined Spain and Switzerland in denying the United States any military support or airspace for Trump's war in Iran. And it's not just the US that got shut out. Israel wanted to use French airspace to transport American weapons that were going to be used in the Iran conflict. And France said, absolutely not. France flat out refused. And Italy? Italy told the United States that if they want to use Italian military infrastructure for purposes outside of existing agreements, they need special permission. And guess what? Trump's Iran...
They've all lived deliciously with Babylon, with America. Well, you got Ukraine and Ukraine, all these people, they live deliciously. Ukraine, they got like billions and billions of dollars these last couple of years with the fucking Democrats. Come on, man. This fucking clown show, man. All right. Now they bailing out. All right. Which is prophecy, man.
War doesn't fall under any existing agreement. So the answer from Italy was no. You don't get to use our country as a pit stop for your unauthorized military adventure. Now think about that for a second. These are NATO allies. These are countries that have stood shoulder to shoulder with the United States through the Cold War, through the Balkans, through Afghanistan, through countless military operations over decades. And in the span of a few months, Donald Trump has managed to alienate them so completely, so thoroughly, that they won't even let American planes fly over their territory. That's not just a policy disagreement, that's a full-blown divorce. And what was Trump's response to all of this? Did he...
Old Rome against New Rome. Satan cast out Satan. Kingdom against kingdom. All right? Earthquakes in diverse places. Hey, it's there.
Did he pause and think, maybe I should have talked to my allies before launching a major military operation in the Middle East? No, of course not. This is Donald Trump we're talking about. He went on the attack. He accused France of blocking military
A house divided cannot stand.
equipment. He attacked France and the United Kingdom throughout the day. He basically threw a tantrum like a child who got told he can't have dessert and then flipped the table over. And then, and this is the part that should make every American sit up straight in their chair, Trump said the United States should consider withdrawing from NATO. Let me say that again so it really lands. The President of the United States suggested that America should pull out of the military alliance that has been the backbone of Western security since 1949. An alliance that was specifically created to prevent the kind of catastrophic global conflicts that killed tens of
Right after
millions of people in
1948.
the first half of the 20th century. Trump wants to throw that in the garbage because France wouldn't let his planes fly over their country for a war he started without asking anyone. And it wasn't just Trump. Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, went on Fox News and echoed the exact same thing. And I want to break down what Rubio said because the framing he used is so dishonest, so manipulative, that it deserves to be pulled apart word by word. Rubio said, and I'm paraphrasing the substance here, that he used to be one of the strongest defenders of NATO in the Senate because he saw value in it. He said NATO wasn't just about defending Europe, it was about having military bases in Europe that allowed the US to project power around the world. But now, he said, if NATO means we can't use those bases when we need them, then what's the point? Then it's a one-way street. Then we're just there to defend Europe, but when we need help, they say no. Here's the reality of what Rubio just did there. He reframed the entire situation to make it sound like America is the victim. Like America has been this generous benefactor, just giving and...
Double speaking deception. We all gotta expect that. That's how it is. Double speaking deception. That's how Esau does his thing.
Giving to ungrateful Europeans who won't return the favor. But that is a complete distortion of what's actually happening. The reason these countries are
They are criminals.
refusing to cooperate isn't because they don't value the alliance. It's because Donald Trump launched an unlawful war, a war that none of these countries were consulted about, a war that none of them agreed to, a war that violates international norms. And then he showed up at their door,
Donald Trump is working for a war criminal, and Donald Trump is a war criminal. They're all war criminals, man.
they participate. That's not how alliances work. That's not how partnerships work. You don't ignore your partners, go rogue, start a fire, and then get mad when they won't help you put it out. And let's talk about what Rubio said regarding the Strait of Hormuz, because this was equally disturbing. Rubio basically said, yeah, the Strait of Hormuz is international waters, and what Iran is doing there is illegal under maritime law. But then he said, it's not really America's problem. The US doesn't get much energy through the strait. It's Europe's problem. It's Asia's problem. Let them deal with it. The United States of America, the so-called...
Yep. People's bailing out, man, of that silly shit, you know. Nations are mad. No more wisdom and teaming. All right. I bring this out all the time. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. Babylon is America. That made all the earth drunken off the philosophies, drunken off the trades, drunken off all types of things that this place offers, and you know all that. And the nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Now they're trying to separate themselves from this place. That's what they're trying to do. My phone's tweaking, huh? But I'm gonna keep on going. All right. No more wisdom and teaming. That was unwise what Donald Trump done, but that was all prophecy. All right. No more wisdom and teaming. Jeremiah chapter 49 and 7. Concerning Edom, which is so-called white man, Esau, Edom is red. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, his wisdom no more is wisdom no more in teaming? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? All right. And that's what it's looking like. Their wisdom has vanished. They're not making the right decisions because they're running out of time. All right. This American dollar's collapsing. These countries are going into digital and all this stuff. This place is losing its grip. Esau's losing his grip. The elite they can't, you know, they got a short time, which I'm going to go to Revelations 12 and 12. They got a short time and they scrambling. All right. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. These devils know they have a short time, man. They see that women are turning on them. They see that the curses that went through on the so-called Black, Spanish, Native Americans are coming upon them. They're seeing a time like they've never expected. They thought this place was going to continue with them. But, hey, it's finna get crazy, man. All right? Chickens have come home to roost. All right? This place is finna be missile food. All right? A lot of fed upness is going on, you know. This place called America is not a big bully anymore. Everybody's going to stand up. They're going to stand up for themselves, and it's looking real treacherous, and they're trying to put boots on the ground over there in Iran. But that's a bad decision. It's nothing but bad decision making is going to kill. That's why the scriptures say brides will be left alone and will die, and the bridegrooms die in the war. Hold on. There it is. Second Esdras chapter 16, 33. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Because they're going for this draft, man. They're already pushing for a draft to come in 2026 because of this war. Ages 18 to 24, and they're going to push it up to in the 30s to 40s. All right. And that's that's why we say this is going to happen, because that's what it is, man. It's going to be a lot of killing, a lot of death of our men, and they're not going to be protected. Women are not going to be protected. All right. But with that, I hope the elect was edified. Until next time, we're going to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakahakwadash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. All right. Stay strong in the spirit. Pray. Keep health, because there was a brother that just had a stroke. Hey, get your health together. Don't play no game. This ain't no game, man. All right. Until next time, Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, Abad, Babal.